Have you ever wondered how a small, sleepy fishing village transformed into one of the world's most bustling megacities? This is the incredible story of Lagos, Nigeria, a tale of ambition, trade, conflict, and unstoppable growth. Let's rewind the clock and uncover the birth of this African giant. Our story begins centuries ago on the islands and coastline of what we now know as Lagos. This area wasn't always a concrete jungle. It was a network of lagoons, creeks, and swamps, home to the Awori people, a subgroup of the Yoruba. They were fishermen and farmers, living a peaceful life connected to the water. They called the main settlement Echo, which means war camp or farm in their dialect, a name that still echoes through the city today. Life was simple, dictated by the rhythm of the tides and the changing seasons. Then, in the 15th century, a new sound drifted across the water, the sails of Portuguese ships. These European explorers were the first to arrive, charting the West African coast in search of a sea route to India. They were captivated by the intricate network of lagoons and islands. They named the area Lagos, meaning lakes in Portuguese. This name would stick, and it marked the beginning of a profound and permanent change for the sleepy settlement of Echo. The Portuguese weren't just explorers, they were traders, and soon, Lagos became a crucial port in their network. But the trade that came to define this era was a dark one, the transatlantic slave trade. Its strategic coastal location made Lagos an ideal and tragic hub for this horrific human commerce. For over 3 centuries, the city became a major center for the buying and selling of enslaved Africans, a painful chapter in its history that left deep, lasting scars. During this time, the Kingdom of Benin, a powerful empire to the east, also cast its eyes on Echo. They conquered the island and established a new dynasty of rulers, known as the Oba of Lagos. The first Oba, Adu, set up his palace, the Iga Adunganran, which remains the official residence of the Oba of Lagos to this day. This period brought new political structures and solidified Lagos's importance as a regional power, ruled by a monarchy that blended local Awori traditions with Benin's influence. By the mid-19th century, the tide was turning against the slave trade. The British Empire, once a major participant, now led the campaign to abolish it. Their naval squadrons patrolled the West African coast, and their attention fell squarely on Lagos. In 1851, Britain intervened directly in a local power struggle for the throne, using the abolition of slavery as their justification. They bombarded Lagos and installed an Oba who was favorable to their interests. This intervention was a turning point. Just 10 years later, in 1861, Britain took the final step. Under the threat of military force, the reigning Oba, Dosunmu, signed the Treaty of Cession. Lagos was officially annexed as a British Crown colony. The Union Jack was raised, and a new era of colonial rule began. The primary reason given was to finally crush the slave trade, but it also gave Britain a vital strategic and commercial foothold in West Africa. Under British rule, Lagos began to transform at an unprecedented pace. The colonial administration started building the infrastructure of a modern city. They drained the swamps, paved roads, and constructed bridges connecting the islands to the mainland. The iconic Carter Bridge, the first of its kind in Nigeria, was completed in 1901, physically and symbolically linking Lagos Island to the rest of the country. A modern port was dredged, and railway lines were laid, stretching deep into the Nigerian hinterland, funneling agricultural products like cocoa and palm oil to the coast for export. This new infrastructure, combined with the commercial opportunities of the British Empire, acted like a magnet. People from all over Nigeria and other parts of West Africa began flocking to Lagos. The Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, and many other ethnic groups came in search of work, education, and a new life. This migration wave was the beginning of Lagos's cosmopolitan identity. The city became a melting pot of cultures, languages, and traditions, all mixing in a dynamic, sometimes chaotic, urban environment. When Nigeria gained its independence from Britain in 1960, there was no question about which city would be its capital. Lagos, with its port, its commercial power, and its political history, was the natural choice. As the capital of a newly independent and oil-rich nation, the city's growth went into overdrive. The 1970s oil boom fueled a massive construction surge. Skyscrapers began to dot the skyline of Lagos Island, and new expressways were built to handle the ever-increasing traffic. The population exploded. What was a city of a few 100,000 at independence swelled into millions. The sheer speed of this growth was overwhelming. The infrastructure, despite continuous expansion, struggled to keep up. Go-slows, the local term for traffic jams, became a legendary part of daily life. Housing couldn't be built fast enough, leading to the rise of sprawling, informal settlements. This rapid, often chaotic urbanization created a unique urban fabric. Lagos became a city of stark contrasts. Glittering skyscrapers stood alongside bustling street markets, and luxurious neighborhoods in Ikoyi and Victoria Island existed just a short distance from densely populated areas like Ajangunal. It was a city of hustle, of relentless energy, where everyone seemed to be on the move, chasing a dream. This is the period when Lagos earned its reputation as a city that never sleeps. In 1991, the Nigerian government made a monumental decision. Citing the congestion and security challenges of Lagos, they moved the nation's capital to the newly built, centrally located city of Abuja. For any other city, losing the status of national capital might have been a devastating blow, but not for Lagos. Lagos had already developed a momentum of its own. It was, and remains, the undisputed economic and cultural heart of Nigeria. It's the center of finance, with the Nigerian Stock Exchange and the headquarters of almost all major banks and corporations. It's the hub of Nollywood, the second largest film industry in the world. It's the driving force of African fashion, music, and art. The move of the political capital did little to slow down the city's economic and cultural engine. Today, Lagos is a megacity, with a population estimated at over 20 million people, making it one of the largest cities on the planet. The challenges are immense: traffic, housing, waste management, and providing services for its ever-growing population are constant struggles. Yet, the spirit of Lagos endures. The city is undertaking ambitious projects like the Eco-Atlantic City, a new coastal metropolis being built on land reclaimed from the sea, and a new light rail system to ease its notorious traffic. From a quiet fishing village named Echo to a Portuguese trading post, a British colony, a national capital, and now a global megacity, the story of Lagos is a powerful testament to resilience, adaptation, and the unyielding human drive for progress. It's a city forged in the currents of history, constantly reinventing itself while holding onto its vibrant, chaotic, and utterly unique soul. This is Lagos, the city that water built and ambition transformed. Thanks for watching our journey through the history of Lagos. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the world's most incredible cities. See you next time.